Hi, little psychonauts. Welcome to the fourth episode of this magical Journey Ahead podcast with me, your host, Journey. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I know I'm just starting out this podcast, and it's basically just me trying to share my experience for other people to feel heard so you can compare your own experiences. So I'm really happy for everybody who's listening as well because I don't make any kind of money with this. It's just my part of giving back to the community who has helped me so much during my experiences with psychedelics. So today I want to talk with you about bad tripping. I just have to give you a little heads up because this episode could be a little bit triggering for some people, so there will be suicidal ideation included, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. Obviously, I'm still here, so it turned out just fine, and I took away a very valuable life lesson. So, this is not me discouraging you to listen to it, but just to be careful if that is a topic for you. What is a bad trip? Does it really earn the term bad trip? Because for me, I don't actually want to set my mind on this term, because as soon as I think bad, there's a shift inside my body that I don't like. So I'd rather call it challenging trip, because that sets my mind to openness and, most of all, curiosity. And I think to stay open and let go and be very curious about what's happening, even though you're not feeling comfortable while something is happening, this gives you the chance to escape this downward spiral that you're probably in when you're having a bad trip, and opens you up to, okay, what's the meaning of this? Like, show me. Like, what do I need to understand? Because I can tell you, the shroom never wants to work against you. The more you push back, the more it pushes back. But sometimes I feel like, I don't know if other people have that too. Please let me know in the comments. But sometimes I feel like the shroom has is an own being, like has its own character and personality sometimes. I had this once, it feels like they just don't know how to communicate with you in the right way. I'm not sure, was it Fantasia? I don't know. I had Pachorito. I don't know which strain it was, but I was laughing at it afterwards. I was like, oh my God, you have no idea how to communicate with me, kind of. Every time I take that specific strand, I was like, okay, let's prepare for something that's like not very obvious and is like very twisted in its delivery, I would say. So let's dive into my first bad trip. I'm a big believer in set and settings. So when I trip, I really like to stay by myself. I get my hot tea ready, I get music ready, I have my blankets with me, I have everything that makes me feel good with me usually. And I thought I was in a good mindset that day. I mean, there's been going on a couple of things, like I was a little bit heartbroken at that time, but I wasn't aware that this was laying so heavy on me. So I actually thought that I'm having a good day. So I wanted to trip a little bit and explore the psychedelic world and the universe. And that day changed me a little bit. It's been a long time, so it's a little bit complicated for me to really remember everything. But what I did remember was that I felt it was evening, it was dark, it wasn't the best weather outside, and um, when I was tripping, I didn't feel that happy like I usually do. I do believe I had a phase where I was happy and everything, but somehow the shroom digged very deep inside of me and pulled something out about the heartbreak that I didn't want to face. And I wasn't even sure what it was trying to show me. I remember being in the kitchen and I was cutting something with a knife, and I was looking at the knife, and my mind went, hmm, that knife can cut things open. I could do something with this knife. For some reason, it came to my mind that I might be, and now comes the tricky part, so trigger warning, I might should just cut myself with it. And it went very downward from there because obviously there was not a thought I wanted to entertain. Like, who would want that? And I remember I was going to my living room, sitting down, and I had this intense feeling of wanting to kill myself because I was kind of feeling the pain of the heartache and the betrayal and everything. And I had to fight so much to not get up, to not get back in the kitchen, to not grab that knife and do something really stupid. And while I was sitting there trying to shut those thoughts down, I had an out of body experience. Like, I was really so scared that I would actually do this because I couldn't shake the thought. I kind of jumped out of my body, and I remember seeing myself sitting there while simultaneously standing next to myself, watching me, kind of like if I didn't jump out of my body would have walked towards the kitchen, and I just didn't want that to happen because I was scared, right? Because I was scared something I would do something stupid. And it was overwhelming, over challenging. I was just praying for this to get over. At that time, I was not very experienced. It was just in my beginnings. I would handle the situation totally different if it was to happen again. But somehow I managed to just sit there still in freeze mode, not moving any muscle. And yeah, after a while, the feeling just faded. And I can't remember that the trip ended at one point, obviously. And I remember being scared for such a long time after that and thinking about, oh my God, I really wanted to do that. Like, I really felt I wanted to do that. The experience of stepping out of my body also was so strange because I was both in my body and outside my body. And honestly, it wasn't even like a big dose I took. It was like, I'm usually very moderate with it. Like, I usually go for middle experiences, and it was, I think, a 2 or 3, probably a 3 out of 5 stars magic truffle. So I was kind of surprised. And it took me a very long time to work through it. At the beginning, I didn't even want to feel anything about the trip. But I think about 3 or 4 weeks later, there was like, do you know, like when stuff just unfolds the next couple of weeks after you had your trip? And for me, that moment was like really like a light bulb moment. I was in the kitchen cutting something like a fruit. I think it was a fruit. I cut the fruit open, and then my brain went, "Oh my God, the shroom meant I need to cut open the problem. Like, I need to cut in and open something up and get to the root of it, get it out of me." Da, da, da. So yeah, now I can laugh about it because it was just such a useless, like very destructive way of communicating to me, like the shroom communicating to me. But it all made sense. It never wanted me to kill myself. It never wanted me to use a knife to cut me open and stuff. It wanted to cut the problem open. It wanted to cut out whatever was holding me back from feeling good, like the heartache. It wanted me to take a look at it from the inside. So that's my takeaway from this challenging trip. And I also, like I said before, like I would have approached it differently now, because when now I have something coming up that's like on the darker side, I just step back and I just start watching. For example, I once had like this feeling of bad entities around me. I was leaning back. I was like, okay, what's happening? You know, you really need to let go, and you're like, okay, show me what I need to see. And I was somehow controlling it a little bit. So it felt like I was in an elevator, just going through the different levels of energy. And on the very bottom of it, there was just this bad energy, dark entities. And well, you just don't want to be. So I was like, okay, can we please go up? So I tried to communicate back to the shroom and tell it what I want to see and where I want to go, kind of. And I was able to manage that and to raise my spirits, I would say, with good music and with a little bit of laughter and with a little bit of okay, letting go and just okay, what do I need to see? That's like my one sentence I always say if something is challenging me or something where I feel a pushback from my side. So that's one tip I can give you. And once, which is also not a challenging trip, but it was very scary, I once looked myself in the mirror and I disappeared completely. Black. Everything else was there, but I was black, like you cut me out of the scenery. That was very scary. And I tried to tell the shroom like, okay, okay, you scared me. Because when you're scared, like the adrenaline just rushes in and pulls you out of the experience. If you're not that high, I assume. I've never been that high. I don't have any comparison for that. And I tried to go back to that experience because I tried to greet it with curiosity and I wanted to see like why was I cut out? But because I was so scared I couldn't manage to let it happen again because it was really scary. Felt like a different entity, like if I wasn't there anymore, if it doesn't matter if I'm here or not, I was just cut out of life. So yeah, that was also interesting, I would say. So yeah, there you have it. Let's keep things nice and simple here. Maybe I will remember other trips where I felt very challenged or scared. I will let you know. And to conclude this episode, I have uploaded a bad trip rescue meditation for you that you can always listen to when you're feeling like you're having a challenging trip or you're starting to get a panic attack, which sometimes happens like on your upcome because feelings get challenging and then something is happening inside your body and some people are very sensitive to that. So I did upload this meditation for you in hopes it will help you. And if you like, you can also download my trip journal on Etsy. And please always let me know what you want to hear more about so I can adjust my channel for you. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day. Bye bye.